The long and sorry saga over sexual abuse in the Catholic Church has prompted the Victorian Government to launch a parliamentary inquiry. After decades of accusations, pressure on the BAILLIEU government to act intensified after a leaked police report linked dozens of suicides to abuse. But the decision not to call for a royal commission is already under fire. James Bennett reports.
Anthony and Christine Foster are all too familiar with the trauma caused by sex abusers within the Catholic community. Two of their young daughters became regular victims of parish priest Father Kevin O'Donnell during their early years of primary school.
Emma has died, Katie has been disabled forever, and Amy suffers as well. All this because they didn't remove a priest who was sexually assaulting children. And it should have happened, and it didn't happen.
One daughter, Emma Foster, took her own life in her 20s after years of depression, self-harm and heroin abuse. Her sister Katie became a binge drinker as a result of the abuse, was hit by a drunk driver and remains physically and mentally disabled.
And we've been seeing over even the past week with all the publicity that more victims have come forward. The openness gives them a strength to speak.
The Fosters initially sought justice by way of compensation from the church. But later, when they did pursue legal avenues, lawyers for the Melbourne Archdiocese said they did not admit the abuse happened.
The church has adopted the approach of making each victim feel perhaps that they are the only one making allegations about a particular priest or Christian brother, when in fact a basic line of inquiry will uncover a systemic pattern of abuse in a number of Catholic clergy organisations.
They're the same issues that led to all of the children being abused, which need to be looked at.
They, along with many other victims and their families, have been fighting for a royal commission ever since.
The government today is announcing that there will be a parliamentary inquiry into this matter, with broad terms of reference.
In February, a report by retired Judge Philip Cummins called for mandatory reporting of sex abuse allegations and an independent inquiry able to compel witnesses and subpoena evidence. Pressure grew significantly last week when leaked reports written by Victoria Police Detective Sergeant Kevin Carson linked sexual abuse by priests to the suicides of at least 40 people.
Why this issue is not deserving of a royal commission.
Lawyer Judy COURTIN's PhD research into church sexual abuse has also uncovered more previously unreported suicides she says are because of abuse by priests.
I was also concerned that the Attorney-General today sort of defended the parliamentary inquiry in terms of it being a better inquiry for the victims. It is a more informal, victim-friendly approach, if you like. I've been talking to so many victims and they want something with teeth. They want to be able to tell their story, to be heard and to be believed.
And she says the inquiry should not expect the Catholic Church to reciprocate.
The Catholic Church has a lot of money, has a lot of power. Now, they're going to throw that money to that parliamentary inquiry just to defend themselves, really. Is that inquiry going to match the same strength and adversarial legalistic nature of the church?
The state government has promised that the inquiry will have the power to compel witnesses and subpoena documents. Anyone refusing could be in contempt of Parliament.
We believe a parliamentary inquiry is a more suitable forum for investigating these particular issues.
In other situations where there has been significant loss of life in the Victorian community, the collapse of the Westgate Bridge, the bushfires, there has been a royal commission. Clergy sex abuse has caused at least 40 to 50 suicides, and they're only the ones that we know about. There is significant loss of life arising from this issue, and it really does warrant a royal commission.
But the main question from today's announcement is whether the 6MP Standing Committee will be capable of digging through the mountains of material and many more victims expected to come forward. 4 of its 6 members are first-term parliamentarians. None have legal experience.
Normally a Royal Commissioner is a person who is quite experienced and skilled in court proceedings. Now, whether that is a judge or a senior barrister, and they are people who have skills who can draw out evidence and question witnesses a lot better than parliamentarians.
A spokesman says the Catholic Church is prepared to cooperate and welcomes the inquiry as an opportunity to clear the air. That's a sentiment the Fosters share, if for different reasons.
This needs to be brought out so that everyone can see it, in the attempt to not let history repeat itself and that children are safe in the future. That will be of benefit to us.
And we know that the circumstances of our case are shocking on their own and would be a huge story on their own, and there are hundreds of them.
James Bennett reporting.